All right, this video is focusing on the inverse normal on our calculators. So when you're watching this video, you should have a graphing calculator at your hands. So consider a population of crabs where the length of a shell, x millimeters, is normally distributed with a mean of 70 millimeters and a standard deviation of 10 millimeters. So our mean is 70 millimeters and our standard deviation is 10 millimeters. A biologist wants to protect the population by allowing only 5% of the crabs to be harvested. He therefore asked the question, 95% of the crabs have lengths less than what? To answer this question, we need to find K. So we're going to write an equation like this. The probability of x less than or equal to K equals 0.95, which is 95%. The number K is known as the quantile, and in this case, 95% quantile. When finding quantiles, we're given the probability and are asked to calculate the corresponding measurement. This is the inverse of finding probabilities that we've done on the last lesson. And we're going to use the inverse normal of our calculator. So these are the steps that you will follow using your graphing calculator. So let's say we have a normal distribution with a mean of 70 and a standard deviation of 10. So here is our mean of 70, and then every standard deviation plus 1, so this would be 80, plus 2, this would be 90, subtract 1 standard deviation, this would be 60, subtract 2, that would be 50, etc. All right. Now, here's the question. Find the probability of K, or find the probability of x less than or equal to K at 95%. So what we do is we're going to use the button's second verse, and we're going to select number 3, inverse norm. And here's the steps that we're going to enter. We're going to enter the area under the curve, the mean, the standard deviation, and then enter. So you'll have the percentage as a decimal, your mean, and then your standard deviation in that order. And what we want to do is find that K value. So we think about this is probably about 95%, and we want to find this K value sitting out here. So when we enter, we get the K value to be 86.45. So that's sitting somewhere around here. So this is 95% of those crabs will be 86.45 millimeters or less. I did put in just some more explanation. You can pause and read these in regards to the inverse norm. So here's another example showing that graphically. So here is your mean. Here's that area under the curve. We entered it into our calculator. Here's our output, and that is that K value, 86.45. And that's 86.45 millimeters. So the population of crabs has a shell length x meters. X is normally distributed with a mean of 70 and a standard deviation of 10. find that K value so that 95% of those crabs will be 86.45 millimeters. Be careful when you're using your graphing calculator. So the calculator type we use is it always has to be less than. So sometimes we're going to have to do a problem where it says greater than. So if we have a probability where it says greater than, we have to subtract and then use this value here. So we will do another video showing you that example.